Hey guys, it's Chedic, and in today's video, I'm going to be bringing you another 5 hero loadouts that you can use with the Happy Holidays team perk. I didn't say happy this time, don't make fun of me on your stream, alright? So, let's get started. So the first loadout we're going to talk about is Enforcer Grizzly, because a lot of you guys really like that Infinite Teddy loadout, so I want to talk about it. First off, the reason why this one's at the bottom and it doesn't have a name is because it's doo-doo garbage pee-pee poo-poo. I hate it. So, if you want to know why, I can do some math for you, but I'm not. It's basically, okay, I'll give you this, it's free damage. I understand that. I understand it's free damage, but the damage is so subpar. It's so little, it's so small, it's not even worth it. Even with Overbearing, Berserker, Under Warranty, Bear Stare, and Survivalist, because I always have a healing perk in my, or a survivability perk in my loadout. This Teddy sucks. The only places this loadout will be good in is Stonewood through Canny, and that's it. Once you start using this loadout in Twine or in High Twine, you'll see that this hero is atrocious. In fact, most of the time, this Teddy will do so little damage that with one Seismic Smash on the same hero loadout, without any perks on the Seismic Smash, I'll do more damage than the Teddy. So, I mean, sure, use the Teddy loadout, but in low-level missions, fine, use it all you want. Maybe in low Twine, I'm not really sure. I just abolished this hero because it's not good. He'd probably be useful, but anywhere else, he's just kind of pee-pee poo-poo. So please do me a favor, do not use Enforcer Grizzly. He's not good. In fact, when you're in Twine and stuff, high-level Twine, you'll see that he does even less damage because you're fighting Elemental Husk, and the bear doesn't do energy damage, so literally all of your physical damage will do half of it. And you could say, oh, it can kill a 140 Smasher, but it takes 30 seconds to kill a 140 Smasher. In my opinion, that's not good when a Kunai Storm hero can throw four times and kill a 140. I mean, just saying. So now let's move on to the next loadout. This one is actually a new favorite of mine, Vanguard Southie, otherwise known as Triple S, Seismic Stun Smash, or Seismic Stun Spam, because that's what you're going to be doing with this loadout. So, with Fault Line and Happy Holidays, you get 107% cooldown, but it doesn't work like that. It's 40% and then 67% of that 40%. That's how it works. And the cooldown on it is 2.9 seconds. And with the new Battle Breakers hero, Kuno Humura, I'm sorry if I botched that, he applies a 3.3 second stun. So that means you get 0.4 seconds of stun. And so essentially you can keep on stunning a Smasher. However, this hero doesn't work on charging Smashers, so if a Smasher starts its charge animation, you won't be able to stun it. So I recommend just like waiting for a Smasher to not stun, wait for his animation of him being tired to run out, and then spamming your stun. So the team perks I have on it, or the support team perks, are Plasma Arc, Fuel for the Fallen, Static Clean, and Return to Sender. Return to Sender does not apply more stun, which you'll see in the next loadout that it does something different, but it does a little more damage. And Static Clean is for the Shock Tower because you're not always going to be using Seismic Smash. Fuel for the Fallen is for more energy regeneration, so if you need to, if you run out of energy, kill a Husk, get 18 more energy back. And Plasma Arc is for more damage all around. This hero can be used in Stonewood all the way to low to mid-level Twine if you have, a full group. I wouldn't recommend using this hero in high-level Twine because it's not gonna work. And then Adrenaline Rush and Slowfield. This hero is very decent in my opinion, but he's not the best. So please do take him with a grain of salt, and maybe run like a shotgun, like a Pulsar 9000 to kill off all the husks around you, because he's definitely not gonna do that. The Shock Tower might do more damage, but that's about it. Now let's move on to the third hero. This one I don't have a name for, so we're just gonna call her the Freezy Girl, because we got Freezy boys, we need a Freezy Girl. So same thing like last one, Ice Queen. Instead of stunning, we're going to freeze them. And this one's a little better, that's why it's higher on the tier list, because it can freeze charging Smashers. And you might be wondering, oh, but the cooldown's not as long. Yeah, you're right. It's like 7-second cooldown. However, with these support team perks, Fault Line, Return to Sender, Static Clean, Up the Voltage, and Survivalist, with Fault Line, you get the bigger cooldown, and Return to Sender. What's a cool thing about this is when the ice goes back and forth, it seems to stun him twice, or like it refreshes the cooldown a little bit, so you could get at least like 3-point-something seconds of freeze. And then when they're unfrozen, they have a little animation where they drank too much alcohol and fell down a little staircase like an old man, and it's somewhat like 0.5-ish seconds before the Smasher can charge again, so you'll be able to reapply the freeze. And the best part about this loadout is you won't need an energy perk because in those 7 seconds, energy regeneration will trigger, and then you get your energy back. If you had an energy perk in here, it'd be a little better. It'd probably be even the best, but it's okay, honestly. That's alright. You don't need to stun a smasher for that long unless you're in like a Frost Knight, and Frost Knight's leaving in a week, so you know it's okay. And then we have static cling and up the voltage, so you can do more affliction damage with the shock tower, and you can just do some damage with the shock tower, so you're not just stuck to SEISMIC smash. Like, I don't want to do any loadouts where you're stuck to one thing. And up the voltage, and then survivalist as the last perk, so you can heal yourself, because survivability is important, especially in the higher levels. If you're in the lower level, take out survivalist, put another perk in there, maybe like, I don't know, and maybe put like a phase shift perk there or something if you want. And that is hero loadout number 3. Now, the next loadout is actually one of my favorites. I'm starting to use this one a lot more. Shock Trooper Renegade, otherwise known as number 2 Bouncy Bounce. Now, I did not know this hero would be so fun, but let's just start off with not damage, but how fun the hero is. So with Doppler Effect, Escape Artist, Power Impact, Sure Shot, Quick Scope, and Survivalist, I'm able to do this fun loadout. So essentially, what happens here is if I trigger my Shockwave, I get 40% movement speed. If I equip a Baron, I get another 42% movement speed. And if I turn on the movement speed pylon, I get another 20% movement speed. Movement speed caps out at 200%, so with this hero loadout, I'm able to cap out my movement speed. And if you want to see something nice, here's me racing a hoverboard. So as you can see here, if you look at the minimap, I'm toe-to-toe with the hoverboard. The only reason why this hoverboard will begin to win is because I have to trigger my shockwave again in order to get my movement speed. So basically, you can run around the map, spam your shockwave, and have 200% movement speed the whole time, and just be zooming. You're a zoomer. If you want to know what a boomer is, I'm a boomer. If you run this hero, you're a zoomer. And if you come at me in the comments, I'm coming. Relax, Chedic. Okay, so, and now the reason why I'm running Sure Shot and Quickscope is because I didn't want to do another Pulsar 9000, so I started playing around with the new bows, the Vendor Tech Seeker, which has been repaired a little bit, but it's not, you know, it's still not the best yet. It's looking better, but I'm not sure. I have to do more testing and see if it's perfect. But what I do is I use Sure Shot and Quickscope, and I use the Boom Bow energy and the Vendor Tech Seeker. The Boom Bow I use for any AoE targets I need to take out, like little huskies. And then if a vendor, like a Mist Monster spawns, I just pick up the Vendor Tech Seeker and I shoot the Mist Monsters, and I'm running around as with a bunch of moon speed, 60% at minimum at most times because I spam my shockwave, and I'm just running around shooting things with my bow. I'm like a Legolas type of hero. It's pretty fun. And then survivalist to keep me alive, because you always need to be kept alive. Now, moving on to the last and final hero. I don't have a name for him. We're gonna make one up right now. Thick. No, this is not my name. This is not my name. Thick with 7 C's. I forgot who gave me that name, but thank you very much for giving me that name. So, essentially, it's Blakebeard the Black-Hearted. Now, people would be looking at me like, alright, Chedic, come on, you're really dragging it. But I started using this hero, and all the footage you'll see of this hero is in a 4x140 mission. And, oh, I did not expect him to do that much damage. So essentially what happens with this loadout is with racking up the coal, War of the Rosie, Subwafer, Survivalist, and Sure Shot, racking up the coal will give me more damage as I fire up my cannon. So essentially with 25 shots, my last shot will do 100% more damage. War of the Rosie will increase my damage by 25%. If you look in the stat menu, it's literally not much. It's pretty stupid. And then the cannonballs. Subwafers will, if I jump off the cannon, eat a subwafer, I'll do more damage, and then I use that on the mid boss, which you'll see soon. Survivalist to heal myself, you can essentially take this out because you don't really need it. You'll be playing at the end of trap tunnels or something like that. And then Sure Shot, because I ran around with the spyglass. I was a pirate. I was fitting the role, and I was aiming down the scope with an eye patch. So that was dumb, you know. But it was fun because, like, I would one-shot blasters, I would 3-shot smashers, elemental smashers too, which is insane, at the end of my cannon, and I did a large chunk of damage on this mini-boss, as you can see here. I'll play the whole footage of me and my 25 shots fighting off this mini-boss. I didn't kill it, it was a 163 mini-boss, and it was me soloing it alone. I told them not to shoot it, and I did a fair amount of damage, which is pretty good. And if you use the last couple of shots will do like 800k damage each, like it's just a large amount of damage, and Blake Beard the Black-Hearted is not to be slack on. Oh, and if you're curious, because I've had this open for the longest time in the background, I just want to show you it because I must have been trolling you. It's just Patrick looking messed up. I just found it funny. I just wanted it, like, you know, make people curious. If you took a screenshot and zoomed in, I'm sorry, but there you go. It's just Patrick, just really messed up. And so essentially with this build, you place down your turret, and because it's, you know, patched up where you could just like leave your turret and it'll still cool down the turret, you can leave your turret or use your turret, and by the time you're done with the turret, you spam all shots, you'll have like a minute on the cooldown. But if you use it sparingly and only target high HP targets, you'll probably have your turret up by the time your cannon's done. So, and then if your turret's gone, just use the spyglass and snipe things. That's what I was doing, and it was really, really fun. And those are my 5 loadouts. Unfortunately, this is the last video I will be doing on the 5 loadouts. However, there's a lot of other loadouts I could make in this game to be really good. I could do 5 team loadouts with totally rocking out, 5 soldier loadouts, 5 constructor loadouts, 5 outlander loadouts, 5 ninja loadouts. I have a bunch of loadouts that I use sparingly that I can give you guys. So if you guys do want that kind of things, then please let me know. But happy holidays. I'm done with that because the holidays have passed, and I don't want to force any more hero loadouts. The rest of them are kind of meh. Like, I used a ninja loadout with crescent kick, and it was like, it was bad. It was bad. Everything else is pretty much gonna be bad if I try to force any more of these. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a comment, like, and subscribe, and maybe follow me on Twitch. I stream occasionally, and the schedule is not there. But yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Love ya, and toodles.